Friends, hello and welcome back. Panthers, Leafs, second round. Two teams that, well, if you weren't a fan of their team, you're probably like, they ain't making the second round. Panthers, they ain't gonna beat the dominant Boston Bruins. Guess what? You know what? Pat ourselves on the back here. We predicted the Bruins are going to handle these Bruins, or we predicted the Panthers are going to beat them Bruins. There was one team that played the Bruins tough this season. It was the Florida Panthers. That was a tough matchup for them. The Leafs, obviously, the struggles to get out of the first round. And they finally got over that hump this year, that chips off their shoulder. They are ready to start cruising. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I think this is two teams that come in with a lot of momentum entering this round here. Marner playing stellar right now. And we already know the story behind Matthews Tavares. He got, what's his face? O'Reilly. I was looking at O'Reilly. You bring in Brody Riley on the defensive side. The defensive side, which, by the way, for both of these teams, neither one of them has been playing a whole lot of it. I don't want to say they've been terrible, but they've been allowing well north over. We can't speak today. Today's our first time practicing English. We just got like the Rosetta Stone thing. We're actually a native un-English speaker. But looking at Florida, Verhaeghe, the game winner. You talk about some heat. Matthew Tkachuk. You bring in Tkachuk this season. You wonder how much of an impact that can make bringing him in during the postseason. A little bit more physicality over Huberdeau there this season, changing things up for him. Barkov's still a stud as well. But look at that 93 overall they've given him this season. Good for Matthew Tkachuk. He's been nasty. The defense over here, again, another team allowing a whole lot of goals over here is Florida, and they may continue to be doing such a thing now. We're going to look at the goaltenders. You got Bobrovsky, and this is where I think the series could be won. Bobrovsky, mind you, he's a streaky goaltender. As a Blue Jackets fan, I can tell you right now, this guy can carry you to a Stanley Cup. He can also get you swept in 4 games. That's the type of goaltender he is. That's the type of goaltender he's been throughout his career. That's why he wins a Vezina. The next 2 years, he falls off the map. He wins another Vezina. He falls off the map again. But Game 5, they're all but out of it. Bruins up 3-1. And Sergei Bobrovsky stands on his head and makes 44 saves in that game and helps the Florida Panthers win in overtime. And the momentum shift to Florida ever since. Now, Bobrovsky got a few more goals a game after, but then the solid performance in Game 7 again. If Bobrovsky gets hot in this series, he has the abilities with this offense and this team in Florida to carry them past Toronto. If he struggles, Toronto's going to light him up like Christmas tree because Toronto's got that kind of team. I think we're going to get a 7-game series here. I really do. I think this offensive firepower, Toronto, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be an offensive matchup. And it's going to be a game of, again, we see it happen so often in playoffs. Can one of these goaltenders get hot? That's really what I'm looking at here, because I think you see two teams that they're pretty well matched historically, where there ain't one team dominating the other. It's been a, pretty back and forth series, if you will, or matchups, if you will, over the last couple years between these two teams. So how that turns out in this one, I mean, we'll see. We're going to find the playoff button right there. We're going to sim this up. We're going to give them 7 games. 7 games for these two. Best of 7 series winner is going to the conference finals, and they're going to play either Carolina or the winner of Game 7 tonight between the New Jersey Devils and New York Rangers. That's going to be a good matchup. I can't figure it out. I've been back and forth on who wins, Jersey or New York. Both teams playing. I mean, again, we're just talking about the goaltending. Both teams having some stellar goaltending performance right now. I thought New Jersey had the momentum going into Game 6, and they really should have needed to win in Game 6 after falling down 2-0 in the series. They'd come back, tie it up, go ahead 3-2. Really wanted to see them win Game 6. Now, New York feeling a little bit better. The momentum's kind of coming back to them. They're getting a little bit of a rhythm going again. And it's a ridiculous team. They got firepower left and right. We're going to jump in it. We're going to sim Game 1, actually. Florida, New Toronto. Here we go. Florida, how you guys feeling? Good? Nah, we're going to shut them out after 1. I think we got the home and away mixed up here. That's all right. It's not a big deal. EA doesn't really care about home and away. Tkachuk and Stahl with the goals. Yarncroc getting one on Bobrovsky right in front of the net. And here we go. I mean, he's going to allow that. But 2 little dots in a circle there for the Florida Panthers. We're going to get our period number 3. And Ryan O'Reilly's going to slip one in there from the high slot on Sergei Bobrovsky. The game is all tied at 3 in the third period. Here we go. Matthews on Bobrovsky out wide. Nothing going there. Nylander on Bobrovsky out wide. Nothing going there. They're going to have to find somewhere else to shoot. Florida's doing a good job of making them shoot outside of the circles here. Power play comes up empty-handed. How about the power play for the Leafs? Bob makes another big save, this time on William Nylander right in front of the crease. We're going to go to period number 4. Here we go. It's overtime, continuous overtime. Verhaeghe trying to get the game winner again. He couldn't make it happen. Samsonov making some big saves there, but there's Florida with the game winner. Anthony Duclair just inside the circles. Toronto's going to drop game 1 in what was a well-contested game. We're going to head to game number 2. Toronto's going to have to not fall behind 2-0 early. Tkachuk and Stahl. Tkachuk, just like in real life, is tearing up teams in the playoffs. Stahl with the Genos. Well, here we go. Justin Hall gets a goal, gets it back. Toronto back within 1. Last time Toronto got it within 1, they tied it up, and they did it again. Well, Achari does it. Florida got the power play themselves coming up empty-handed. Toronto's got a chance to take the lead for what could be the first time this series, I believe. We're heading to another overtime. Nothing doing. And Florida does it again. Anthony Duclair does it again. The Superman of the Florida Panthers is, I don't know what else you call him. Look where that shot is. You gonna tell me you put that in there? What do you do, curve it? Little bowling ball shot, little curve to the left, snuck it into the right. Nonetheless, Florida is ahead 2-0 in this series. There's gonna be a game 3. They have a chance to give up a lot of goals to the Toronto Maple Leafs because they're down 3-0 after 1. And they're down a lot more after the second. Whole lot more. Toronto's gonna, whoa! Woo! Toronto! We was putting this one in the bag for you. Toronto won by a goal. They dang near blew a 5-goal lead in the third period. Florida's got to feel pretty good about themselves exiting that game. You don't like losing. But you exit a game down that many, you put that many on the board, that's a little bit of momentum for the next game. Johnny T with the, oh, okay, it wasn't. There was nothing momentous about it. Toronto just stomped all over Florida for the second straight game, and we are tied at 2. Here we go, Austin Matthews. Shockingly, we just seen there 0 goals, 5 assists through 4 games. You have to believe this guy's about to get something going here. Here we go. Nylander and Camp after 1. It is 3-0 Toronto. Again, Kerfoot this time. Again, Matthews yet to score a goal, which is terrifying if you're the Florida Panthers because at some point in time, this guy is going to get his. Eric Stahl with the goal right in front of the crease there. Big old goal. Florida's kind of trying to bring this one back once again in the 4th period. 3rd period, a little 3rd period magic. Barkov with the goal on Samsonov. Can they get one more? 3 minutes left. Florida's going to have to figure something out. Big save there. Whole lot of shots. There's the insurance goal there, though, by the by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto's going to jump ahead 3-2. Florida was in firm control of this series after a couple of exciting overtime dubs. Now they find themselves in an elimination game. They got to win this one. Barkov with the goal on Samson at the end, period 1. O'Reilly and Reinhart putting a couple in the back end. Here we go. Period number 3. Florida got to get that lead secured here. Maybe throw another one in the back of the net. Unsecure overtime or power play. Nothing doing. Toronto says, we'll kill that off. We're going to get one here. Aston Reese on Samsonov, not on Samsonov. You know what I meant. I'm done. We're really behind today. For some reason, I think it's that post-work YouTube videos were like not as crisp, but work's kind of required, so we're trucking through it. I apologize. Maybe you guys didn't even notice it, but here we go, game 7. Toronto and Florida, baby, let's do it. 1-1 after 1. Dudas and Marner with the Genos. Florida's gonna give up a second goal. This time a power play go to Johnny Tavares. Johnny T. All right, here we go. Is that period 2? Yeah, that was period 2. We're going to go to period number 3. Everything on the line here. A trip to the conference championship in a game both teams have to feel pretty good about their chances of winning. Toronto, insurance goal. Yarncroc again. Toronto, power play. Florida, wheels are falling off. Florida kills off a power play. Big kill. They got 7 minutes, a little bit of time to make some noise. Unless you give up another goal. There's Tkachuk, though. Quick answer. 4 minutes left. Goalie's probably pulled, and Florida's got 1. Can they get one more, though? No. Florida's going to get 1. Montour, who's been having a stellar postseason, by the way. They're going to lose 4-3 in this game. They're going to lose 4-3 in the series, and as we expected, a 7-game series out of this one. Matthews, the shocker of all shockers, would put up 9 assists and no goals in this particular series. Marner, 2 goals, 6 assists. You expect to see those guys up in the top of the leaderboards there. Nonetheless, I don't know if we gave our prediction. I'm torn between these teams. I don't know if I can give our prediction. I'm going to say it. I feel like Bob's going to get hot. Call me a homer. Bob's going to get hot. Florida's going to win this one. Love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.